you guys. My birthday actually turned out really well. I thoroughly enjoyed my special day, and I just want to say thank you to everyone who took time out of their day to wish me a happy birthday. I had a really good day. I did go to work for a half day, and then the rest of the day I was off. I did have to meet with my State Farm agent though to go over some things, but other than that I had the day off and just did whatever. Donnie took time off of work so that he could spend my birthday with me. Last year he also had to work on my birthday, and yeah, so that was really nice of him to do, and I really appreciated it. I had a lot of fun spending my birthday with him, and I have a story time for you guys, if you can believe it. I ended up going to this new restaurant in town, and let's just say the service was very interesting. Nothing like I've ever experienced before, and I am telling the story in no way, shape, or form to bash this restaurant. Personally, I thought it was just the most chaotic, messiest, but also the most funny restaurant experience I've ever had. So I just wanted to recap and share it with you guys because you'll probably find it just as funny as I did. We'll get right into that story time. So like last year, for my birthday, I invited a bunch of my co-workers who have become my friends. I kind of feel like it's almost tradition now because it was so much fun the last time, so I wanted to do it again. Unfortunately, there was a few that couldn't make it and they weren't feeling well, so I don't blame them for not wanting to come out. But I did end up inviting my brother and sister-in-law to come out. I mean, they always invite me to go out for their birthday, so it's like, why haven't I invited them to come out for my birthday as well? They came, and then they had my niece and nephew with them, Gabriella and Carter, and so they joined us. And then as far as my co-workers slash friends go, Kayla, Ben, who's also my cousin, and my friend Emma, who now works with me. Again, they were all able to make it, and then Kayla brought her boo thing, Jaden, and then of course I brought my boo thing, Donnie. Yeah, so there was like 10 of us all together. Anyway, so we went to this restaurant, and it's a new restaurant, so I'm like, okay, it could be busy simply because it's a new restaurant, or it could be a slower night because it's a weekday, literally a Wednesday. So I'm just like, okay, we have a 50-50 chance we're not gonna really wait too long, hopefully. Right away, as I pull into the parking lot, I cannot find parking. Red flag number one. I should have just left when I saw that I couldn't find parking. So I'm driving around this parking lot. Took probably 5 to 10 minutes just to find a parking spot, and it was kind of a sketchy parking spot that I found, but it was like literally the only one. So I took it. I parked next to this really big SUV, and then on the other side of me was this big giant pile of snow. Literally the parking spot was like, but I was able to squeeze in. That big SUV beside me was able to get out without hitting me. It was fine. I was like, okay, cool, we found a parking spot. Mind you, I'm walking to the door, and right outside the front door, a parking spot has opened up. And I was like, do I dare go get my car? Have Donnie stand in the parking spot so that I can get it? Like, no, I was like, okay, whatever. Take the L, moving on. We get inside, there's a ton of people already in the walkway, like that first entryway, and then you go through the doors and you're in the restaurant. There's more people sitting on the little benches that they have off to the side, and people standing off to the other side. I was like, first of all, I gotta pee. Where are the restrooms? I go pee, come back. I'm like, okay, I don't see my brother or my sister-in-law. My brother Jake, my sister-in-law Cody. I didn't see them. They said they were gonna go early. They were gonna be there by 5:45 to try and grab us a table because they weren't sure how long the wait was. They're smart, okay? Because I didn't see them, so I was like, okay, I'm gonna put a table in and see, you know, what the wait's looking like. The hostess is like, oh, we're looking at a 35-minute wait. I was like, okay, here's my name, here's my number. This restaurant texts you and it shows you like the queue basically. So they have the initials of everybody that's checked in and is waiting for a table. It tells you how many people are in everyone's table, and then it tells you how long everybody's been waiting. I get in the queue, I'm 27th in line. Jake and Cody were 23rd in line. They were across the street getting gas. They came, met up with us, and I was like, keep y'all's spot. We'll see who gets a text first that the table is ready. And so we're standing, we're waiting, we're like kind of standing off towards the bathroom area and just hanging out, waiting. Eventually Ben is the next one to show up, and I'm like, hey, we're waiting, we're like 27th in line, just, you know, they said it's supposed to be a 35-minute wait. Cool, whatever. Eventually Kayla and Jaden show up, and I'm like, cool, you know, we're probably like 23rd in line at this point now. We haven't really moved is what I'm getting at. Literally an hour had passed. We were still freaking waiting. Emma was late because she got off work late, went home, changed, and then came to the restaurant. And so she got there and we still didn't have a table. And she was like, I want to say she got there a little after 7. 2 hours passed. And I finally got a text that was like, your table's ready. And I'm like, oh gosh, okay, cool. Go up to the host stand and I'm like, hey, I got a text that my table's ready. And she was like, Mercedes, and I was like, yeah. And then they wanted to double check with me to make sure how many people were in my group. Originally I said 8 total because I thought it was 6 adults and 2 children, but I can't math, and it turned out there was 8 adults and 2 children. So I was like, I'm sorry, I apologize. I miscalculated when I originally told you, but it's actually 10 of us. There's 8 adults and 2 children. And so they were like, no problem, we can fix the table around so that we have enough room for everybody. So they did that, came back, grabbed us, took us to the table. Cool. We sit down. We're getting situated, we're all looking through the menu, like we are starving at this point. Like we're looking, what do we want for an app? What do we want to drink? What do we want to eat? Let's get it all ordered at once. But our server, y'all, our server, I don't know what was happening. This man takes his job seriously, okay? And I've been a server, and honey, it ain't that serious, okay? But he was very particular about how he wanted, and he was like, he comes to the table, he's like, is this your first time here? I said, yeah, because it is. And then he gives us a whole spiel on where they come from, where they got more locations, you know, give us a little tour of the menu and stuff like that. And I was like,
cool, kind of could have dealt without that.
Ask us what we're here for, or we're celebrating anything. We're all like, yeah, celebrating my birthday. And then he asked me how old I am, and I'm like 28. And then he tries to make this joke like,
are you just saying that so that I'll serve you alcohol?
No sir, like literally I don't got time to joke around with you. Here's the goddamn ID, get me the food, let's go. Like I have been waiting too long to be casually having a conversation and joking around right now. Like I need food in me or it's just not gonna be a fun time for anyone. Super nice, cool. I get he's trying to make a good impression on us and just wants to do his job well. Cool, love that. But like, let's get it on and popping. We were like ready to put in our drink order. So he started with me and went around the table, and I was like, you know what, I'll probably start with just a water right now because I hadn't even looked over the actual drink menu, and I was simply just looking to see what I wanted to eat. So I was like, I'll just start with water. And then he was like, oh, does everybody just want water? And everybody said, yeah, sure. So he was like, okay, I'll grab everybody waters. And I was like looking at the drink menu, trying to tell him what I wanted. And he was like,
oh no, I'll grab all the waters first, bring those out, and then I'll grab everyone's drink orders. And we can do appetizers at that time too.
Like giving us a play-by-play of how this is gonna go down. And I'm like, sir, can you just put everything in at once? Like we have been waiting so long already. I don't need to wait another hour just to get my food. Whatever, he goes, you know, gets the water cups ready. Then for some reason they don't have trays to carry their drinks on. So he's just coming out hands full of water cups filled to the brim, about to freaking spill them all over himself or all over the floor or all over the table when he hands us the drinks. And me, I'm like, okay, he looks like he's struggling. Let me help him like take some waters out of his hands so they don't get spilled. I go to reach for 2 cups trying to be helpful, and he was like,
no, if you do that, you're gonna screw it up.
I was like, excuse me? He was like,
you're gonna off balance me and then everything's gonna spill everywhere.
I was like, okay, spill it on your own time then, honey, because that's what's gonna happen. Cool, we all get our waters, it's fine and dandy. We put in our drink orders and we're like, okay, ready for some appetizers. I went to, because I forgot that Donnie wanted to order this crab artichoke dip, and by the time he had gotten around to ask Ben and Emma, because they were sitting by each other, I was like, oh sorry, I forgot to tell you we want to do the crab artichoke dip. And he was like,
hold on, I'm gonna put these drink orders in and then I'll come do appetizer orders.
and I'm like, are you kidding me? Just put the freaking appetizer in with the drinks. Like, what is so difficult about that? Like, he was struggling with this big talk. Serving language, that just means a big party of people. Anyway, he was struggling. It was clear. Like, he wanted it step by step by step. Go for it. I mean, there's really nothing we can do about it, so it is what it is. Anyway, he brings us our drinks, takes the appetizer order. Everything's great. We get the appetizers. Donnie's like, oh wow, this is really good. Emma wanted to try it. She liked it. She was like, wow, this is really good. I don't like artichokes, so I was just like, I'll just eat this. Like, it came with like garlic bread, so I was like, I'll eat that. That's good. And Emma, she was eating it, you know, there's crab in it, and she was like, oh, crab, that makes me think of seafood. We should have went to Red Lobster. And the freaking server heard her say this, didn't know who said it at the time, and then he literally like looked around the table and was like,
did I just hear someone say that you should have went to Red Lobster? Who said that?
like, he was pressed. He was not happy that we were talking about a competitor in his restaurant that he works at. And I was just like, what is happening right now? Like, why is he so stressed about us talking about Red Lobster? And then he like looked at Ben and he was like,
do you know who said that?
And Ben was like, it wasn't me, honey. I'm not saying that. We all put our orders in. I swear we've been at this restaurant for like 3.5 hours already. I had gotten a Caesar salad that came out first, and it was such a good salad. Oh my god, and it was big. I was not expecting it to be as big as it was, but it was huge and it was so good. Like, I literally brought leftovers home because it was just so big I couldn't finish it all. So, plus I was trying to save more room for my pasta. I ended up getting a Cajun chicken pasta. It was good. I forgot to mix, like, it comes with a spoon, and I was like, why do I need a spoon? Well, the spoon is to mix the sauce all over your noodles and chicken, because the sauce is what has the Cajun. That was on me, but it was still good. Not Olive Garden good though. So we get our food. Everybody got their food. We're all just hanging out, talking, joking, laughing, all that good stuff. Poor Miss Kayla, they did her dirty. She did not get her plate. Everybody at the table got their food except for her. And we're all like, where's your freaking food? Apparently, she asked for no tomatoes. Okay, well, they started walking out and they were like, oh, there's tomatoes. So they took it back to the kitchen and remade the whole sandwich, which took half an hour, 20 minutes, something like that. It took a long ass time just to remake this sandwich. And I was like, literally at this point, they could have just gave it to her and she could have picked the freaking tomatoes off. Like, it did not have to take this long to get her food. Thank God they were nice and gave it to her for free, which they definitely should have, because that was ridiculous. Like, literally everyone was finished eating by the time she got her sandwich. That's how long it took. The freaking server was like,
I'm so sorry that took so long, but at least you got it for free.
Like, yeah, you bet your ass she got it for free. The waiting around that long for a freaking sandwich. Come on now. That's the least y'all could do. Especially after all that waiting we did just to get the table, and then y'all couldn't even bring out all the meals at once.
Honey.
We all eat. Kayla got to eat her food. He comes around and nonchalant, this is how he tells us, it's closing time, y'all need to wrap it the up and get out. He comes over and he's like,
just so y'all know, it is last call, so if you want to put in a drink order, you better do it now. And
we were just like, damn, he really wants us to get the out. We were just like, no, we're good. We're like literally trying to get out of there. Like, I'm talking about, we got there at 5:45, and by the time we're done eating, they're closing. Like, that's how long we've been there. They closed, I think they closed at 10 or 11, because it was like 10 something by the time I got home. 5:45, 10 o'clock something when I get home, so we can put that into perspective of how long this whole ordeal actually was. I did get a free sundae. I got a caramel fudge sundae for free. That was really nice. And then they ended up giving me a to-go box. I already had the 2 to-go boxes that I wanted, and then they came out with another one, and I was like, what's this for? And then I see on the top they have written thank you and happy birthday to me, and it was really cute, whatever. So I took a picture, I put it on Instagram and tagged them, and they did end up reposting it to their story and saying happy birthday, and that was cute, whatever. I mean, it was a sweet little gesture, and they were trying to be nice but also like, you know, get moving. Yeah, our server clearly takes his job seriously. He don't play around. Also, he was complaining that with big tables it takes a long time to split the bill, because literally we waited probably 25 to 30 minutes just for the checks. I cannot make this up. Like, this was the craziest experience. Then, mind you, while we're eating, wrapping things up, a freaking like priest, father, Catholic freaking guy. Sorry, I'm not Catholic, no disrespect, but like the priest or the preacher, I don't know what Catholics call him. I think it's a priest.
Don't quote me on that.
The father comes walking in. It's him and maybe his wife, I don't know, but he was with a woman, and they like sat down at a table like behind us, and this man was drinking some big freaking martinis. Like, that cup was like huge. It was like this big, and he was just going to town. Then we were making some very inappropriate church jokes, and I don't want to piss off any religious people, so I'll keep those to myself, but they were hilarious. But I don't want to offend anyone who is Catholic or just religious in general, so like I said, I'm gonna keep that to myself. Yeah, so this is the chaos of my birthday dinner. I will say, for how long we waited for a table, how long we waited to get our food, the food was nothing but ordinary at that point. It did not wow me the way that I thought it was going to be after waiting so long just to eat it. But if you put that all aside, the food is really good. I did enjoy it. So that, I really enjoyed myself, even though it was such a crazy experience at this restaurant. It was just so funny. Like, I couldn't even be mad because it was just that funny, and we all had jokes to say, and we all just had a really good time, and we pretty much laughed the entire time we were there. It was fun. But anyway, that is my birthday dinner story. Quite the interesting experience, to say the least. So that concludes today's video. I hope you guys enjoyed this story time. I'm telling you, maybe it's just one of those where you have to be there to experience it to know really how it felt, but I'm telling you, probably just for me telling the story, you will get a kick out of it. Hopefully that's the goal. I hope that you enjoyed this story time. If you did, give it a big thumbs up, hit the subscribe button and the notification bell so that you are the first notified whenever I upload a brand new video. We are switching our upload days and time, so definitely turn the notification bell on so that you never miss an upload. Switching to every Thursday and Sunday at noon Central Time. So with that being said, I will see you guys on Thursday at noon. Until then, bye!